Yo, what's up, everybody? We're live tonight. Let's talk some shit. I don't got much planned. Really, I want to talk about what you want to talk about. I'll be cruising through the internet, just checking things out, and man, there's a gang load of wild and crazy out there. If you want to call in and talk about something, hit me on the line. We'll be if you got my number, you got my number. You call me. If you don't, then drop a chat and we'll talk through the chat. But a lot of crazy stuff happening out there in the world. Oh man, there's so many conversations I want to have. I just haven't had the time to really get guests in the studio and have those conversations with them. One that I was supposed to have revolved around well, it wasn't about things. Your phone's always listening to you, so like I had somebody ask me some questions about choosing school programs for the kids, and then the media that I watched was Breaking Points. Breaking Points on YouTube, a great news channel. It's like the only news I really watch. The two on there I really like, but they have this other guy that comes on every now and then. So I was watching him on, I think it was on Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yesterday when I was on duty, and he was talking about school choice. And I don't know if you guys know about school choice. It was a really interesting video he had about school choice, and I'm no expert about it, but pretty much like where you don't have to go to the public school that's like in your area. You can apply for a private school, but when I say apply, I don't mean necessarily you can afford it and because you're well off enough or middle class enough, but it's a way for like poor people in the shittier districts can get state sponsored vouchers for their kids to go to private schools, which that's pretty cool. It seems like, right? But like as I watched it, I was just kind of like, Our kids go to private school, of course, right? And I don't mean, of course, like, duh. I just mean, of course, because you've heard me say it before, right? So it's not like it's a secret. And, like, we pay for that. And we also pay here in California Melrose. And that Melrose goes to the schools and the parks and everything around us. So it's something when we were considering it. At first, I was like, man, fuck private school because I'm already paying all this money to the community. Taxes, one, Melrose, another, right, to support all this. But then after you kind of like start looking at the how good schools are and weights, and like every year while our kids were babies, we saw the local school that is literally a half mile, maybe a half mile away, quarter mile here in the neighborhood, built specifically for this community, already to max capacity. Teachers or parents in the neighborhood every year saying they don't know they haven't got the schedule, right? That they've applied for the school, but they don't know if their school's going to be allowed to go there. And the school that's within the confines of the little community we're in, not so little, but in the community, that they're not even sure if they're going to be able to send their kid there, and they might have to drive their kid to another school. And drive not because it's by choice, but because if you live within like a mile or 2 miles of the elementary school, your kid doesn't get a bus, which, like, that's somewhat understanding. I've walked to school in my days, but we're talking about like a first grader, second grader, like walking a mile in today's world. Like when I was in first grade through fourth grade, we probably lived, maybe it was a mile, maybe half mile, I don't know. That sense of time and sense of size of things when you're a kid, like you're like, oh, I had a huge yard when I was a kid. But then when you look at that yard as an adult, you realize like, no, you were just a small little kid and everything seemed huge. So maybe it was like that. Maybe it was one of those things. But yeah, so like, why if there's a school right here a quarter mile away, would I need to drive my kids 2, 3, 4 miles away to send to school? Something seems fucked up about that, right? Why does it seem that there are kids going to this school from 4 or 5 miles away, leaving their communities to come to this school when they have schools in their communities, right? That shit don't make sense to me. So, after we watched that, we decided on the private school route. and it's really good, and we like it. Um, Kids love it, right? But then when I was watching this video about the school choice thing, it was like, so you pay taxes, and then some of these states that do it, it's like a lottery system. The family would enter their kid into this lottery system to see if the state will pay for them to go to private school. And it's like, so I have to pay my taxes, I have to pay my Mellorues, right? And then my taxes go to these schools, and then my taxes are now going to also, fund other kids, which that sounds, some people might be like, oh, you're fucked up, you don't want to help kids. I help my own kids first, okay? But like, now I got to fund other families and their kids to go to a private school too. And people might be like, well, Josh, you're being very unfair. Well, I don't think I'm being unfair. I just think that everyone should work as hard as they want to work to put their kids in the best situations. And some people can. I understand all those things. Believe me, I grew up living those things. But I don't know, man. Check it out. It's on Breaking Points. It really just made me scratch my head about the school choice stuff. And this is the first, maybe not the first time. I've heard the words in that same category of talk, but it's like the first time I watched a video about it. And it's crazy because the video then went into the racial side of things. And it became a story of pretty much if you send your kids to private school now, that it said you're a segregationist, and pretty much saying you support segregating, like in the 50s and shit. Like, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy, because that's crazy, right? Because the private school my kids go to, it's pretty fucking mixed in there with a whole lot of everything, and I love it. And the kids love it, right? Because they're around all kinds of kids, all kinds of families. A lot, I wouldn't say a lot of military there, but a fair share, right? Like my daughter, she had another military. I saw the mom; she was in uniform. There's been maybe 3, 4, 5. I'd say 5 other people I see from time to time in uniform every now and then, or noticeably military coming and going. So, as I hydrate a little bit, excuse me. So yeah, that's that. Another thing I always coming across. So if you have something about school choice, chime in, let me know. Another thing I saw coming across lately, which my boy Richie, if you watching, let me know how you feeling about this. The passport bros, that's been coming across my feed, and that shit's funny, right? Because you get a lot of the videos I like to see is like the reaction videos from the Western women, American women reacting to, like talking shit, dogging hard on guys who have worked overseas or gone overseas or found in some capacity they found a wife overseas, and a wife that makes them very happy. And the passport bros thing, talking about how overseas women are more traditional in the things they provide to a marriage, and the way they treat their men, whereas American women have lost that. And I just find it hilarious. The reaction videos are the best. I find those the most hilarious. And like I said, it's just something that's been popping up across my feed, and I can't help but chuckle a little bit. Let's see. Let's scoot on over to let's see if US and I got anything good going on. For some reason, my account no longer works. I don't know. I got a new bank card, so maybe they couldn't charge me anymore, which I'm never mad at that. Hey, pro tip, just say you lost your bank card or your credit card like every 6 months to a year, and all those subscriptions and all that stuff, it'll just go away. You could watch all the ads about like, you're wasting more than $250 on subscriptions. Just call your bank and tell them I lost my card, and all those subscriptions go away. They have nothing to charge it to anymore. Okay, that's what I've started doing. That's a good pro tip for y'all out there. Oh man, Reddit is always a good one. Oh, I saw a good one on Reddit today. It was some lady. Excuse me, as I jump over there. A congressperson of some sorts, I believe, from the great state of Pennsylvania, talking about what? Oh, talking about the amount of waste the military has. Stop me if you've seen this one. and going about how much money the military, I think specifically they called out the Navy, I'm not sure, but definitely the military spends on king crab legs and snow crab legs, and said it's, X number of millions. And then she called out Viagra, which is always a good one, right? When you're calling out how much Viagra people are using, right? And comparing those to the amount of money, like her, what would you call it? Like her district received, and how much money her district received federally, and then how much her district used in total to like support free lunches for schools, homeless stuff, things like that. And people were going in. It was pretty funny. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, I'll play the audio for you guys. Let's see. It should be, oh man, the Reddit's about when they post the food, like food of the day pictures. Man, that shit's crazy. Like, this dude got some watery macaroni and some ribs or something. That's funny. One day I'll get better about sharing my screen. Ooh, this guy. Potatoes, fish, and rice. Ooh, plastics and styrofoamies. Oh, man. Yo, they going in today on the galley food. I'm gonna get some pictures of the galley food on the ship that I'm on right now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Listen up.
And on Viagra each year.
I don't have that figure.
About 41.6 million.
I think you guys can hear that.
Do you know how many bridges in my district of Pittsburgh could be repaired with that amount? About 2. The rebuilding of the Fern Hollow Bridge, which of course collapsed the day that President Biden happened to be coming to Pittsburgh, cost about $25.3 million to rebuild. How much did the Department of Defense spend on snow crab in Alaska?
Million. Do you know how much the Pittsburgh City Council spends each year serving the county's unhoused population? Only 1.2 million, but they're certainly not being served Alaska king crabs. How much did the 2023 National Defense Authorization Act authorize for shipbuilding?
I do not have that particular figure. Yep. The total amount of contract obligations in 2022 was over $400 billion.
For shipbuilding, it authorized $32.6 billion. Do you know how many school lunches that amount could provide to hungry children in America, where for the 1 in 8 children who go to school hungry, that may be the only meal they get?
Yeah, we'll come back to this video. We got Manny in the chat asking a question. Manny says, I'm currently an E3 in the Navy. Let me add that, right? You can see it up on screen. Stationed at Camp Pendleton, do you have any advice on just feeling like away from family and stuff? Manny, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping a comment. What do you do up at Camp Pendleton, Manny? You a corpsman? Let me know. Do you have any advice on just feeling like away from family and stuff? Do you mean like how to handle being away from family? Right? If that's what you're talking about, let me know. Right? And if that is, I can tell you, my situation. I think everyone's situation with their family when they join the military changes over time, right? I think at first when you're an adult, but I'm going to call you a young adult, and I don't mean any disrespect in any kind of way about that, right? You're a young adult. I don't know your age. I'm saying young adult because you say you just joined in your E3. So at that time, I put you at like 18, 19, somewhere probably under the age of 22. CEO, what's up, man? You working at CB, working at ACU 5. Okay, I see you on the 5 going north. Okay, right there. All right. So yeah, just being away from friends and family. Yeah, so as a young adult, right, just getting out of the comfort circle that we grew up in, wherever you're from, city, country, in between, there's always that comfort feeling, right, of just being with your family. Right, you just spend the last 18 to 22 years or something, right, with them all the time, day and night. Always going home, right? Always have mom's good cooking, right? Always maybe having dad's great advice. Maybe dad's not so great advice. Maybe dad's not there. Maybe mom's not there. Whatever the situation is, but that situation was comfortable, okay? So all you can do is I tell a lot of people straight up, One, stop going home every opportunity you can. Okay. Me, first tour in Sigonella, I went home every holiday I could. I spent that $1,300 ticket. I put myself in financial debt. Was it worth it? Looking back, probably not. Okay, straight up. Could I use that half of that money to travel Europe and have a better experience than I did? Definitely I could have, right? So that's one thing. And as you do that, you'll be more comfortable with yourself growing up, right? Growing into that young adult, growing into that mature adult that knows how to handle situations. So if you're going to travel, go travel somewhere outside of the country by yourself. Get a good group of friends that you can trust. If you have a girlfriend, fiance, some young love, go spend it with them, right? But the family dynamic is always going to change. Maybe you're a real tight family, so it's going to be harder, right? And you're going to feel pressure from them to always come back home, right? Another thing I'd say, if it's your family and friends always asking, hey, when are you going to come home? When are you going to come home? When are you going to come home? Flip it on them. Hey, when are you going to come see me? When are you going to come see me? You always asking when I'm going to come home. I'm on duty all the time. I got work. I got a schedule, right? I am inflexible to when you want me home anymore. Okay. But check it out. This is where I'm staying. These are hotels nearby. If you want to come see me because it'd be a lot easier for you to come out here and enjoy yourself if you haven't been out here, depending on, again, like where you're from and everything, right? So if your family's not from the Southern California area, or even if they are, maybe Inland Empire, maybe a little northern, like, why not just come down here for a extended weekend? Grab a hotel, hit the beach, hit some sites, do this, do that. And that's a lot easier for you to go and see them and make it more memorable than just you having to fork out the money and the time to go see them in that same comfortable place that you've always been. You didn't join the Navy to be comfortable. I don't think you did, right, Manny? So if you didn't, I call you man, I'm guessing this, by your name, right? I'm guessing that if you didn't join the Navy to be comfortable, then go ahead and start taking the steps to not be comfortable, right? So start seeing them less, start putting some pressure on them to come see you, and then get familiar with your surroundings where you're at, right? Get to know the area, branch out from that area. Don't stay just local to the little spot, right? Expand what's close nearby, right? I mean, if you're in Pendleton, obviously I'd say you're probably down here in San Diego every now and then, right? Maybe for the weekend, maybe for a night, maybe, whatever it is. LA, Orange County is right there. LA's a little bit further, right? Just live your life where you're at now, man. That's what I would say, right? Live your life where you're at now. Friends are going to come and go, whether they're from back home, whether they're where you're at now. I got one of my best friends, a single dude. He's been on the podcast for before, my boy Charlie. This dude, I admire him so much because he's a person that from LA, so right, been stationed all over Norfolk, Japan, Korea, San Diego. Like, he's bounced all around in his single life. Key West, right? Never afraid to take on a new duty station. Always finds the time to get home, but in between those, he's always finding the time for himself and going wherever the hell he wants with no strings attached. You know what I mean? So I'd say that, Manny, just take it one day at a time, find things to do, get hobbies, Let me know if that somewhat answered your question, or if you want me to expand, or you want to go into more details about anything specific. Let me know. So from that, we'll get back to this video of how wasteful the DOD is, right?
How much on average does the military spend on Viagra each year?
The Viagra one is hilarious.
About $41.6 million. Do you know how many bridges in my district of Pittsburgh could be repaired with that amount? $3 million. Do you know how much the Pittsburgh City Council spends each year serving the county's unhoused population? Only $1.2 million, but they're certainly not being served Alaska king crabs. How much did the
Why don't they get 'em,
2023 National Defense Authorization Act, many
This lady, I
school
don't know
lunches
who
that
this
amount
lady
could
is.
provide to hungry children in America, where for the 1 in 8 children who go to school hungry, that may be the only meal they get?
Pause.
All of them.
She should go ahead and scroll up on this Reddit and look at what some of the service members are eating, and then she might have a different opinion about the food conditions there. Manny says, thanks for still being here, Manny. That answered my question. Just feeling off here and trying to figure this stuff out. Yeah. So Manny, how you say you're E3, so I'm guessing you haven't been in very long, right? Let me know how long you've been in. Let me know your rate. Just whatever you want, man. Hey, man, some of us always feel off every now and then, or not always feel off. I guess that's like oxymoronic a little bit, right? But like, everyone has felt off every now and then, right? What I say is just, you got to find something, right? At times, this is what it is for me, right? One, I like to talk. I got an episode coming out where my mentor puts that on me real bluntly, right? He's known me my whole career, and he says, like, if there's anything about me, you love to talk. So I had to find that passion for just talking and conversing and put it into something that was a little therapeutic, and then lets me like release a little bit, right? Depending on what I'm talking about. And there's a lot of things I don't talk about that I would like to, because of the job we're in, right? But feeling off, it just depends on like what you're feeling off about. If you think it's real bad, I always say, like, if you think it's serious enough to talk mental health stuff, then talk to Doc, right? Talk to Navy Marine Corps Relief Society or Fleet Family Center. I think NMCRS has some things you could go to also, but go that resource, and maybe you just need a counselor to talk to like, de-stress a little bit about some things that are going on. I would hope that you have a chief or an LPO at your command that you can talk to, but like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. Especially if it's about the work stuff. If it's just more about the family stuff, that I think that comes and goes, right? Especially when it's really hard when there's things happening at home that's part of life, right? And I was just saying, like, my family dynamic, I haven't talked to my parents in 3 years now, right? And to some people, that's absolutely crazy. For me, there was stuff going on that I needed to, step away from for my own sanity and my family's sanity, right? So everyone's in a different kind of situation, but you have to address it for what you feel is right. Manny says, I hit a year in September, and I'm a construction electrician, CEs. But the thing that sucks about being here is that I'm not doing any in-rate stuff. Yeah, that's weird. CE up at ACU 5? I wonder what kind of work you're doing. Are you working on the craft at all? I mean, yeah, it might not be in rate, but is it still electrical, I would hope? Look, Manny, if you've been a long-time listener or anything, you'll see you could go back and find some episodes where I had a buddy in here. He was an STG on an LCS, and if you don't know anything about ships, Manny, because you're a CB, an LCS has no sonar on it at all. Not any type of sonar, acoustics, anything. It only writing work orders. I laugh because I know that sucks, Manny. I know, like, you're just writing fucking maths or something, fucking JCNs and 2 kilos or something like that. Yeah, I feel you. So as I was saying, like, to compare, like, there's plenty of sailors going through what you're going through. Doesn't make it right, but it makes you not alone, right? So you have to find what. I'm a silver lining kind of person, right? Not learning your rate, yeah, that sucks. Everyone wishes that they could immediately join the Navy and go work what they fucking signed up for, right? Again, I know sonar techs, been in 3, 4, 5 years, and they will never have looked at or seen or touched a piece of sonar, right? All, training, schooling, everything, and never fucking have done it for 5 years. That blows, and they're getting out of the Navy, right? I feel for them. On the other hand, let's find the silver lining in it. You're not learning your rate. What can you learn? You got plenty. Do you have plenty of time to go to school, right? You might not be able to use TA because of the restrictions on that, All right, cool. Can you afford to pay out of pocket at all? Probably not, because you're E3. All right, scratch that then. What else can you do? Oh, Navy Cool. All right, have you looked at Navy Cool programs? What is Navy Cool? What kind of certificates can they pay for, right? You have to exhaust all means necessary to find something to keep you going. If all those things are exhausted and you still find yourself like, all right, look, there's no schooling, no education, I'm not learning my rate, what can I do? A lot of people don't like this answer because it's such a default easy answer. Go to the gym. I'm a chubby boy. I could use the gym a lot more. If you find yourself having the time and the resources to not, because work isn't keeping you all, I mean, it's probably keeping you there all day anyways, but if you can find the time and resources to be in that gym, because there's nothing that's going to pay off more than health. Health is wealth. So get healthy, get fit, right? And then let's flip that fitness into a ACFL collateral, into a CFL collateral, right? Why? Because if you can get that's an ace in the sleeve, right? Ace in your pocket that you can pull out at any command you go to further on, but you have to stay fit, right? But once you get it, you might have to like redo it every few years, every 5 years or something. But you, as far as I know, look it up, check it out, get it, and then just keep it with you and just use it whenever you want to show up somewhere else. It's something I wish I could have done earlier in my career, but I've always been a little chubby boy, especially living in Italy, fucking eating so good as a young man. Like I fucking just packed on the tubby, the freshman 30 easy. But yeah, I mean, Manny, it's only been a year, bro. I know it seems forever. I'm sure you got another year or two. If it's short ACU, you might be on C duty. So I'm sure it seems like you're in the tunnel and that there's no end to the tunnel. All right. I bet that's what you're feeling like. There's an end to the tunnel. There's a light at the end of it. Sometimes you got to create that light yourself, right? So you need to find out what can you do in the meantime. And you know what? And here's another thing, man. If you can't learn your rate hands-on, which you might be a hands-on learner, become a book learner, okay? There's nothing in the Navy that will help you rank up faster than studying for the exam, okay? I promise you. They're not writing fucking exams based off what your chain of command, your leadership, your petty officers in chief are teaching you in the field or how it gets done here. They're not writing the exam off that. They don't give a shit. They're writing the exam off of pub's instructions. Okay. Short side right now, leave there in 2025. So yeah, another 2 years. Yeah. Listen, I mean, yeah, I know you're probably thinking, oh, man, it's going to be a long 2 years. It's going to suck. Hey, the grass is never greener on the other side, okay? It's never greener until you leave the place. And then you think, damn, I miss where I was. I wish I could go back, all right? Seldomly you're ever looking forward to being like, oh, fuck, yeah, this is going to be so great, and it ends up being so great, okay? Excuse me. So, yeah. Work out, get in that gym. If you're not in that gym 3, 4, 5 times a week, getting after it hard, putting on the muscle, getting your cardio up, getting strong, right? I ain't saying you got to become a bodybuilder, but I mean, just get after it, man, and work towards an ACFL, CFL goal, right? You got to have I think it's a outstanding when you show up. It's an immediate, like day one, if you get into the school, you got to do the BCA, you got to do a PRT, and to even qualify, you have the most recent one. You could run a special one. You have to have an outstanding. Don't quote me. I don't have the instruction in front of me, right? I've never been one, but talk to your CFL, see what you got to do. That's a goal. Sure. Is it CE related? No. But is it Navy related? Yes. And you're a sailor, and you got to be able to do different sailor things no matter where you're at. There's a CFL at every command. Right? And just get that in there and then work that, man. You can't learn your rate. Work that, become that. And again, study. That's what I was saying. Study, bro. I'm telling you. Okay. I'm not a study person. Okay. The one time I studied, it was for first class in 2013. I studied because the previous exam, one exam, I missed it by 2 points. Okay. It was it's like my third time up. Probably third or fourth time up. I missed it by 2 points. I thought I just left the ship. I was in the NSW command. I thought it was a September exam. Results come out in November. I said, shit, I got this. Easy day, right? I missed it by 2 points this time. I'm going to have a good eval. I'm straight. That March 2013, I took it. The results came out in May. I was deployed. I missed it by 22 points. I dropped 20 points on the exam score alone. I went from knowing shit to being a dumb motherfucker. Okay? I sat there that entire deployment on the Navy BMR website. This is how I study. To each their own. All right? Some people say don't pay for Navy BMR, don't the Blue Jacket here. You pick the way you want to do it. I paid for it. All I did was take the practice exam. So like they have like a pub. They'd be like this chapter 4 of the P485, right? And then they'd have like 3 or 4 tests on that chapter. I would take those tests for like a week straight. Multiple times, just over and over and over and over and over until I could score like an 80 or 90 off of each one. And then I'd go to the next chapter. I'd take only the tests. I didn't read through any of it. All I did was take the tests that reviewed it, right? Because it's just memorization. That's how I look at it. Because there's the way shit works in the real world, in the fleet, in the field, right? They're at your battalion or wherever. There's the way it works there. And then there's the way that the book wants you to study for an exam. So all I did was study exams and memorized questions and answers. And then I took the exam that next September, right? My score went from like in the 40s back up into the 60s, had the eval, same eval because it was a March eval, it was a second class, right? So a March eval was only MP at the time. MP, I'm pretty sure it was MP. And made it by like 13 points, right? Of course, the final multiple is always moving, right? You don't know what it's going to be, but the best situation you can have yourself in is at minimum the high 60s on the standard exam score. If you're not in the high 60s on standard exam score, you're not doing your job. So with all that being said, Manny, understand you're not in your rate. It sucks. You're not learning it. Get in the books of your rate, okay? Get into the pubs, the instructions of your rate, and learn that, okay? We learn hands-on? No. Do you want to become an instruction nerd that you get to your next battalion or something, and they're like, hey, they're citing stuff, and do you want to be like, well, according to the fucking blah, 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 you have to have, 3 neutral grounds to every 5 feet of 12-gauge wire and nominal ohms? No. You don't want to be that dude, right? But if you know it up here, then you could just be like, actually, that's wrong. I think we should check the instruction, right? Hey, that doesn't seem right. Why are we doing it that way? Maybe, again, in the real world, it's done a different way because of something else, right? The books don't teach us everything in the real world. They just teach us the books. So, I don't know. You let me know if you like that answer or not, Manny. And if you got more, just keep them coming, all right, bro? Study, though, man. I'm telling you, I wish I would have studied. I wish I would have been a studier. I tried to study when I was at my first duty station. This with 2 second classes, real good friends. One kind of lost touch with, nothing ill. Just he went on living his life towards the East Coast, and we're out here. And then one with my best friend Danny. They were studying for first class. I was studying for third. We'd get together at one of their houses, and we'd start like questioning each other, like flashcards and stuff, and then someone would grab a bag of chips because we'd want to snack on something, and then someone would grab a bottle of rum an hour into the study session, and then we'd start grilling, and then more rum, and before you know it, there was no fucking study being done. It just turned into fucking let's hang out and drink and everything. Hey, Manny, I thank you for your questions, man. I hope it helps you out, right? If it doesn't, let me know. But continue to chime in, and if it doesn't help. If it doesn't help, tell me why it's not helping, right? Like, what is there a problem? Do you not have access to study material, right? Just let me know, man. I might know a CECS that I could put you in touch with or something. Manny says, oh, thanks, Manny. That's kind words. Manny says, that's a perfect answer. There's a MAC that I asked to be my mentor, and he told me he's going to help me pass the test first time every time. Well, I mean, Chiefs don't make promises. We make commitments, right? So, don't be mad if you don't pass the first. Passing is one thing, all right? Like, I'm not going to kill his words too much. You could pass the test, right? Advancing, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we are above that final multiple so we advance. Passing is relatively easy. You score like a 50 or some rates of 40, and sure, you passed it. But are we being selected for advancement? So go back to MAC and be like, yo, MAC, I know you said you're going to make sure I pass, but are you going to make sure I advance? That's what you want to be. Put some pressure on him and see what he said. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, well, that's what you meant. What's the plan? What's the plan for me to advance every time? Right? 1, study your ass off. 2, if you trust in this chief and trust in this MAC, right, and you believe in, you feel him, then ask, what's the plan? What do I need to do, chief, to make sure I'm giving you all the ammunition to fight for me at every board, say of the quarter board, of the year boards, at every map opportunity, right? What do I need to do for you so you could go do for me? That's how this exchange works, people. Okay? Like, we don't... some people think it's like a secret or something, man. It's no secret, right? If a chief is telling you get a qualification and have it done by this time, look at a calendar and see if it's before the end of the next quarter and get it fucking done. Because guess what? They're probably trying to set you up for the sailor of the quarter. And when we have ammunition to put into a package, to write into a package to say, hey, they did this, they qualified that. It's all because I'm laying the path out there for you, and I'm asking you, because I can't make you, but I'm asking you to walk it. If you don't walk my path after a couple times that I've laid out for you, then I'm going to become less invested in you, right? And some people might not like that answer, but I'm only going to do it so many times before I'm like, all right, look here. I've laid this shit out for you numerous times, 2 or 3 at least, 3. After that, you don't want to fucking play? Cool. I'm not playing with you no more. Right? But if you do it and maybe we don't win every time, but you followed it, and I know you followed it, and you're listening to the instruction, I'm going to keep doing it, and then at the end, we're going to win. All right? It's a proven method, people. Okay? It's proven. Just ask any fucking chief where there's salt. Like, it's a proven method. I'm going to line you up. I need this, 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 and this. All right? And I'm going to take all that shit I just told you to do. We're actually in the 4th quarter right now, July, August, September. So if you're not working on shit for your chief right now to put into a package, to write the package by early September, because the board is going to be mid-September, because it has to be wrapped up by the end of September so they could award you, so they could figure out of the 4 quarters going into the year for October, November, December, which is also 1st quarter. See, like it's all right there. It's no secrets, people. The shit happens every quarter, every month. It's the same thing. All right, free game. So right now we're halfway, a little bit more. It's the 17th. Fuck it. We're halfway through July. Ask yourself, what have you done for your chief to make sure that they can put you up for you E3, Manny? For blue jacket, I'm sure you got to have a blue jacket of the quarter. Chief, what I want to be blue jacket of the quarter, 4th quarter for ACU 5. What do I need to do? I know that I've got a month and a half, 45 days. What are the qualifications I need to put me over the top to make me a winner? Go in tomorrow, Manny. Go in tomorrow. And if this is MAC, I'm hoping he works with you since we talk about him so much. If not, go to your chief that you do, because this could be your mentor that's not your chief, right? So go to your chief or your LPO and hit him with that. Hey, it's July 18th. It's a month and a half until 4th quarter is over. I want to be, and maybe you are, Manny, you might already be a blue jacket of the quarter, right? But maybe that happened and you didn't know this. So hit him with it. What do I need to do to be blue jacket of the quarter, 4th quarter? What qualifications do I need? What school do I need? Here's an easy one to do. Once a month, go volunteer doing something. That's it. Just once a month for 2-3 hours or something. Just once a month. You don't have to have people like, this is what it used to be back in the day. I'm going off on this. Back in the day, the meritorious volunteer service medal, the MVSOM, MOVSM, right? everybody would be like, if you want to make chief, you need to have an MOVSM. That's what they tell me. I said, I'm never fucking getting an MOVSM. I don't fucking care. I already volunteered for the Navy. I don't need to go volunteer more time away from my family, outside of work, to help fucking anything. Not that volunteering isn't good and it's not rewarding. It is. But no, I'm not doing it. When I would do it, though, and maybe this is for the wrong reasons, but they still got my volunteer time, don't care, is when it came to, like, I knew it was, I'm going up for of the quarter, so I'd go and I'd get a little bit of volunteer thing, because guess what? It's a low, it's 2 points. Volunteered. It's 2 points that nobody else has because people aren't doing it. I only did for of the quarter stuff, right? Never got an MOVSM. You can still get it. That's just not looked at as much anymore at the board. Maybe it comes down to a very, very tight tiebreaker, 15th line item. Finally, there's something that differentiates the two, but we're not there yet. So, Manny, just do that, man. Let me know how it goes. Hit him with that. I want to be Blue Jacket. You've been there almost a year. Let me know if you've been put up for any other quarter boards or anything. If you haven't, bet your ass going there tomorrow and be like, I want this. What do I have to do? And that sounds so moto and so Joe Navy, but it's for your betterment. You trying to get paid, you trying to advance, get that shit, win that shit, right? It puts you on the map, like the geographical map of the command of you, a mover and a shaker, and let's get that person advanced. What do they need? Do they need schools? Let's send them to a school. Ask them to go to a CE school. Hey, can I go to a CE school? Is there one I could go to nearby somewhere? Right? Do I need to go TAD to Point Magoo? How could we make that happen? All kinds of good stuff out there, Manny, man. Let's get back to this Reddit.
And then some.
This dumbass.
The school lunch program cost $28.7 billion in 2022. How much is the F-35 joint program estimated to cost the federal government to produce, operate, and sustain over its lifetime?
This dumbass.
I believe the GAO cited that figure. I don't have it in front of me, but we can get that for you.
It's about $1.7 trillion. Enough to completely eradicate student loan debt. According to the...
That's another one that's been coming across. Student loan debt. POTUS just said they're going to obliterate like $39 billion worth of student loan debt. 100% against freeing up student loan debt. Manny said, I've been here for like 2 months. Been in the Navy for a year. Okay, so you had like a boot camp, long A school, long C school, or something like that. So, well, even better then, if you've only been there 2 months, right? And you can walk in and talk to your LPO and be like, I want to be a Blue Jacket of the quarter. What do I have to do? There's no way they should shoot you down. What I'm afraid of, though, is like, because there are pieces of shit out there, right? Is someone gets you an answer like, well, you have to wait your turn. I always hated the answer. Wait my turn. My turn's now. Who else in this fucking division came up to you and said that they want to be great? Who else is coming to you and asking for qualifications, right? Is thinking about all this stuff. Like, those are the sailors you want. That's a sailor any leader wants, is one that's going to be like, hey, I want this. I want to do this. How can I be this? Hey, your job, I want it. How do I work you out of your job? Train me to be your relief. Because guess what? I'm going to take you and I'm going to give you all that. And then guess what? I'm going to go sit in the mess. I'm going to go home early. Does that mean you're staying a little bit later? Yeah, sometimes. But does it also mean that every opportunity I'm going to fight for you to be advanced or to win awards, to put in, not win awards, but to be given awards that you've earned? Right, to win awards like of the quarters, things like that, map packages at your age, in the Navy, like all that, man. Come on, that's shit. This is stuff that I wish I'd known about when I was, your age, your age in the Navy, right? I had good mentors, don't get me wrong, and everything, right? Like they trained when I was up for of the quarters, they. Supply All has always done a good job. I'm like, hey, this is how you do the board. Do this. Let's run through some questions, like prep, right? But the quarter going up to it, I never felt, and maybe they were doing it. It was just in the background. They didn't speak on it like I am. But I always just felt like, oh yeah, they worked hard this quarter. Let's put them up, right? Nowadays, like we could map this shit out for you.
we could say, you know what? Hey, hey, it's your quarter. I don't need to say that, but like, it's one of those like, hey, I need you to get these quals. I need you to do some volunteer work this quarter. Right? I'm looking at the semen refrigerator over in the garage right now, right? Like when you saying that stuff to someone, it should click. Like a lot of times what you get though is like, oh, I don't fucking want to do that. Don't fuck up my plan. Okay? Don't fuck up my plan. There's a plan here for you. All you have to do is execute. All you have to do is say, yes, chief, and then go do it. Right? Go do it. I'll take care of the rest. I can write the package. Right? I can fight for you in there and all that. Man, I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to be out of the Navy. I'm ready to move on with my life. But the one thing I do like still is like giving away that free game to the junior sailor on show them like how it should be and could be done for everyone so they could keep passing that on. Because a lot of times it's that secret, right? It's like, ooh, let's keep that to ourselves, right? Let's not tell people how we do it, right? Or like there's some things they should, like I should, if we just held the board and you're my sailor and I know you won, I shouldn't come out and be like, hey, you fucking won, you crushed it, you beat everyone, we picked you. That's not my place to give that news, right? Because we're not choosing the winner. We're making a recommendation to the captain as to who we think should be recognized for that award. And then it's the captain's decision, right? So that's not my place. What I'm saying is like leading up to that, giving you that free game on, yo, this is how the Navy works, all right? There's these things called of the quarter boards. They happen this month, this month, this month, this month. And then there's of the year. Okay. To qualify for of the year, some commands have an instruction. Here's the instruction. What does it say? It says you have to be one of the 4 quarter winners. Okay. So guess what, sailors? You all are going to be one of the 4 quarter winners, or we're going to try our damnedest. All right. From there, then we move on to of the years. So what do we have to do? Every quarter, we got to work on something. I need you to work on this stuff. Next quarter, I'm picking a different sailor. You're working on these things, right? And that's why, like, the part of training, going to training, that's why I hate, like, when we push qualifications too fast, right? Because I like to time my qualifications with of the quarters. I don't want you just randomly working on some qualifications when I haven't told you, and now you've got, like, you just won the quarter, and now you're working on all this other stuff, and I'm not, and it's like not your turn. I know I just said I hate that, but like within my division, I'm trying to make everyone a winner. So like, I need you to take a break. I need you just to work, right? Work hard, continue the things you said, but I need this person to do this because I'm coming back around to you. So don't go burning through all your qualifications now because I'm coming back around to you, right? And I need you to have those. Hey, all right, boom, now get those. Or you know what? Maybe have them done. Here's another trick. Work on those qualifications all you want, as fast as you want. Do not turn them in. Don't route them, right? Just hold on to them. And then when your chief says, hey, I need you to get these things qualified, whatever, then you take that stack and you go, boom, there it is. 2 qualifications this quarter. Boom, 3 qualifications. And you just turn them in. But you've been slowly working on them, and you just slow roll them in. Man, this just too easy. We're going to get off this ready because this bitch dumb. I'm telling you. I got a burp stuck. Manny, let me know if you hear if you like what you're hearing, man. If you got any other questions about anything else, man, let me know. But like, I love talking about boards and stuff because like it's just such a non-secret about how it works. You know what I mean? The grade sheet. You could go on your command share drive and look for Sailor of the Quarter grade sheet and look at the grade sheet and go, okay, what do I need to do? Right? Whatever blocks their grading, you could just look at it and be like, okay, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to work on. When you're writing a package, right? When you're writing that Sailor of the Quarter package, the little Word document write-up, right? You go pull that grade sheet up right next to it. And when it says leadership, your first block, however your package is like, it's already templated, right? But you just go through the template and you see what applies to the scoring sheet. And you go, all right, these blocks I'm going to write about are about these. Let me mark those off so I know that I've touched those, and they're boom written here. It's so easy, man. Me and my boy Nick was talking about that on here one time. It is. I think it's just really easy. Oh. So let me go U.S. Naval Institute. Let me see. What else? I think I got to redo my subscription to this. They be having some good ones sometimes. This one, I don't know if this is going to pop up. I might have to repay. The Maritime Coin Project. I click it because it has an LCS on it. Countering China's gray zone tactics starts with a simple but challenging premise. I can't read it. What the fuck? Oh, never mind. I'm tripping. It's like it's a what do you call that? It's like it's not one article, it's several articles. I have to renew it. Damn, man. It probably didn't renew because I gave you that pro tip and I changed my card. Haha. Oh shit! What's my card ending now? Nope, that's not it. I'll have to do that later. We'll come back to that. I'm not gonna get off and go jump on to try to find my card. Oh, see, Lord. Oh my God, more these food pictures on Reddit of people eating, man. I feel bad for them. They fucking CSs suck. So I'm just browsing through this. I think we'll call it a night. It's a good little episode right here. Oh man. Hey, well, we'll wrap this up. One, Manny, thanks for tuning in, Manny. Thanks for your questions. I appreciate that. It's very engaging tonight. When it comes to career stuff, right, like that, anyone listening, for the young ones that might be listening, if you're an old head, let me know if you agree, disagree. If you disagree, I don't know what the fuck you've been doing and how you made it this far, because that's how it works. Not that I know everything, but, I don't know how you could disagree with it. It's everything I said was pretty factual. Let me know if you disagree in the comments below. Hit it. But Manny, thanks for tuning in. Look, there's gonna be tough times out there when you're missing your family, when you miss old friends. Make new friends, make new family. All right, you're gonna have friends that end up being family one day, that are Navy, that have no blood relation to you, and like myself, it went from a second class that did not like me, thought I talked too fucking much, to being my best friend today, best man at my wedding, and godfather of one of my children. Like, it's crazy how the Navy works sometimes. Health is wealth. Get in the gym, work on yourself, hit the books, study. Right, that's any junior sailor out there that might be listening. That you cannot. No one can take those things away from you. Right, they can't take your health away from you. Some people say make an argument, whatever. Right, just work out, stay healthy. All right. That'll work on your mental health as long as you're being active out there, and then study, right? Make friends, get out of base, get away from base, not too far away, say within your 350 or whatever your instruction is, but like just go see and do other things, right? When you got the time, use the time, because the Navy's always going to get their time out of your ass. Okay. So at every opportunity that you can, go get it out of them. All right. Go get it out of your local community, finding something, doing something. Don't make it just a bar. Don't make it just the same spots. Like, fucking hit the Google, find new shit, get out there. All right. Challenge your family to come to you and spend time with you where you're at. Okay. That means more, and it's less stressful for you than having to always go home, which most of the time is around holidays, because that's when we get our big leave breaks, right? It makes it so, and then that's so filled with stress because everyone's expecting you to just be there and do things, and it's like, no, I'm on vacation here now. Come see me, enjoy this time with me. So that's all I got for you tonight. Again, Manny, thanks for tuning in. You know what else I did too. If this helped you at all, that's dope. I hope it did. That's it. For more information on how you can support the podcast, please visit us at anchor.fm/Bravo Zulu Podcast. The information, views, and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely of myself, Joshua Moore, and the individual involved, and do not necessarily represent the DOD, DON, or those of the respected institutions or organizations. Thanks for joining us. We out.